April 15th. What did I just say? August? Did I get ahead of myself a little bit? All right. To get started, Mrs. Hertel, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Abate, Mr. Schweigler,
Here.
I am here, Mr. Leftwich, Dr. Laszlo,
Here.
Mr. McGuire,
Here.
Ms. Romanelli.
Here.
Great. We do have a quorum. So before we get started with today's, what I'm guessing is a nice treat, let's go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, so we'll move on to item 3. We have the Millennium Middle School Choir. Mr. Toth?
Yes, thank you and good evening. We're excited this evening to have students from Millennium Middle School along with Mr. Knapp, their teacher, who is going to, they're going to kick off our board meeting with a few songs for us. So Mr. Knapp, it's all yours.
Celebrates music and glorious life. Come to the celebration. Celebrate singing and dazzling lights. Come to the celebration. And sing of the leaping sea. Sing of the dancing leaves. Sing of the summers and springs yet to be. Oh, celebrate music and glorious life. Come to the celebration. Celebrate singing and dazzling lights. Come to the celebration. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. The same stream of life that runs through my veins both day and night. It runs through the world and dances in rhythmic measures. It chews through the dust of the earth in joy. In numberless blades of grass, it is rocked in the ocean, rocked in the ocean. In ebb and flow, in ebb and flow, in ebb and flow. Sing glorious light. Come to the celebration. Celebrate singing and dazzling lights. Come to the celebration. And sing of the leaping sea. Sing of
I mean, that's incredible. I don't know how such young adults can have such rich voices. I'm just remembering that it's not supposed to be this rich so early. This is like this is as good as any high school performances I've ever heard. Just really impressed with it, with what you guys just did.
Hey, you guys sounded great. Mr. Knapp, what grade level?
This is 7th and 8th grade.
7th, 8th grade, combined?
Combined. Yep.
Great. And all of you are heading off to high school next year. You're going to be in choir, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Lovely job.
So I have a question for all of you. Do you love it? Yes. See, and that's the thing. Strong hearts, that love of music, whether you're playing it, whether you're singing it, it shows, and it showed brightly. Well done. Thank you. You're welcome. High school choir.
I'm assuming there's some sort of spring show coming up, or is that already passed? Right?
No, we have a spring concert in the end of May.
End of May. What's the actual date there?
May 22nd.
Okay.
We have so many people that wish to come to our concerts that we have to ticket them now. So, I know. Fire code and all that. But if you are all interested or wanting to go, I'm more than happy to send tickets your way for you and your families to come. What's our theme this year? So it is Broadway musical.
Oh, I thought I heard broccoli, and that didn't make sense.
They said pop, and then they fixed it to Broadway.
Are you doing it at the middle school, or are you going to be at one of the high
We'll
schools?
be at Southline High School.
Okay. My calendar, May 22nd. I will take a ticket.
I will send it your way.
I will do the same.
Love it. Especially if it's Broadway.
Now, do you guys actually put on concerts for the student body, like during school?
No.
Why not? I have to imagine that your peers would be incredibly impressed with just how good that was.
There's a lot of things that go into.
Not to put you on the spot, but
You're putting me on the spot. There's a lot of things that go into my concerts, lighting and staging and.
clearly acoustics.
I mean, acoustics is a very big one. The space that we have at Southline High School is absolutely beautiful as far as listening to a choir. It's beautiful. The Capitanisatorium at Millennium is great. Love it. Honestly, that stage can't even fit how many of my kids are in choir. I have 200 in choir, and they wouldn't be able to fit all on that stage. But at Southline High, I'm able to get them all so that way families can see them, that showcase them.
Wonderful. It's really good.
7 o'clock.
I would say, what time? 7? It's in my calendar right now.
Perfect. Anyone else have anything to comment?
Thoroughly impressed. As somebody who couldn't sing their way out of a wet paper bag, that was so great. Great to see. I see quite a few faces I know, so it's awesome to be able to hear your beautiful voices, and I concur. It's amazing how rich and filling that was. So kudos to you and all of your students.
It's very good.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. You filled the room. I started my day-to-day talking with students at the high schools, doing their capstone presentations. Absolutely phenomenal. We've got Teachers of the Year here to celebrate, and to have this student performance, I'm not sure the day can get any more full or any better. So, wonderful job. And Mrs. Archibald is going to love the concert on the 26th. That's a date night.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again, guys. We'll let you guys go out and meet in the hall and maybe grab a quick picture to remember the occasion. But thanks again, everyone.
I know, lots of years of experience, they paid off.
All right, so we're going to move on now to item 4, which is, as Mr. Archibald said, another great topic. We have recognition for 3 special teachers of the year. Mr. Toth, if you'd like to take control.
For sure. As you saw, we have outstanding students here in the district. We are also very fortunate to have so many amazing staff members. And tonight we are going to pay tribute to 3 of those, one from the elementary, one from middle, and one from high school that were recognized as this year's South Lyon Community Schools Teachers of the Year. So to get us kicked off, let's have Mrs. Testani from Hardy Elementary share some information about our elementary Teacher of the Year.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I am Emily Testani, principal at Hardy Elementary. Come on up, Beth. I'm going to make you come stand with me. I don't have a Kleenex, so you have to hold it together. I'm teasing. It is an absolute honor and pleasure to be here to celebrate Mrs. Beth Nally. Mrs. Nally has been in education for over 24 years. She began teaching in Kentucky, and after moving to Michigan, she taught resource room at various South Lyon schools, ending up teaching 4th grade at Hardy Elementary. Mrs. Nally has been an essential member of many school and district committees and has impacted countless students and families. While there are more reasons than we have time to share as to why Miss Nally is so deserving of the title Teacher of the Year, I do hope to be able to highlight some of them for you today. Each and every day is a memorable experience in Mrs. Nally's class. She embodies what it means to be a learner and utilizes every single minute as a teachable moment for students. One student shared, "She knew just what to do when I was struggling. She knew the way I liked to be taught. In fact, she knew what to do to help every single kid in class." Mrs. Nally teaches students to self-advocate, but also requires them to engage in the productive struggle. Excuse me. She is expert at using her varied experiences to meet each learner where they are and truly believes all students are capable. Miss Nally maintains a warm and safe learning environment where every student still feels supported and loved. I am so sorry. I just told Miss Nally, I don't have a Kleenex for you, don't cry. And here I am. She can often be found greeting students at the door, sitting with small groups on the carpet, enthusiastically sharing a read aloud, or engaging in learning alongside students. She balances compassion and kindness with firmness. Students are comfortable taking responsible risks and making themselves vulnerable to the learning process because the classroom environment created by Miss Nally. The classroom is a place where students are safe, learning is a priority, and all are able to grow. Once students and families are part of Mrs. Nally's classroom family, they are forever a part of her circle. She is continually checking in with past students, collaborating with teachers to support them, checking in with families, and providing needed resources. Her ability to build relationships with students and families and fiercely advocate for them is a testament to the care and love she has for each child she works with. She goes above and beyond for students every single day, in every single moment. As a parent shared, to know Miss Nally is to love her. We can only wish that every student has the opportunity to have a Miss Nally somewhere in their educational career. Not only does Miss Nally impact students and families, but her reach is far extending to colleagues and those she has worked with through the years. A colleague shared that when she was questioning her path as a teacher, Miss Nally's words and support impacted her in a way that truly changed both her career and life. Another past student, who is a current author, mentions Mrs. Nally in his author's page as an inspiration and reason for his published book. As a leader myself, she has inspired me, pushes my thinking, and makes me better every day. A colleague described it perfectly when she said, "She approaches life and teaching with vigor, passion, and joy that is truly contagious." We are beyond fortunate to have Mrs. Nally as part of the Husky team. Hardy is a better place because of her and the work that she does. Mrs. Nally, thank you for all you do and continue to do for our students and families. Staff, thank you for being here to support her this evening. Congratulations.
I just want to say thank you to my team and my colleagues that I learn from all the time, and my friends from other schools, and my husband. And I'm just very lucky and so grateful that I was given this opportunity to go back into the classroom after all those years. And Hardy's just such a great place, and Ms. Testani and Mr. LeBlanc, they're just the best. They're just, I'm so thankful for my job and what I get to do every day. Thank you.
All right, thank you both, and congratulations. Now we'll have Mrs. Burry from Centennial Middle School to share a little bit about this year's Middle School Teacher of the Year.
Mr. Kaschuk? Want to bring a couple members of the gang? You can.
I don't know, we're getting close to bedtime.
Yeah.
2 cookies deep in there.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come tonight to talk about Mr. Kaschuk, one of our 6th grade math teachers and 8th grade leadership teachers. I'm Jackie Burry. I'm the principal at Centennial. Our teachers and our staff work so hard for our students every day, and it's just such an honor to be surrounded by so many wonderful educators, and it's truly an honor to be representing Mr. Kaschuk for Middle School Teacher of the Year this year. And I'm so proud of him and all of his hard work that he's done. Andrew started in our community 11 years ago, and his work is truly woven into the fabric of the culture and the community and the instruction at Centennial Middle School. He serves and supports our school and our staff by leading the math department as the facilitator, and he also sits on our SIP team. Recently, our math department piloted some new curriculum, and Andrew led the department through the change. And he was there for his colleagues when they needed him the most.
That's my kids.
Not only is he a fantastic teacher, but he's a fantastic dad, too. He analyzed all the lessons for the new curriculum and just really made sure that our teachers understood what to do. He groups his students. He groups his students into meaningful groups and makes learning meaningful. The students like to play math basketball, grunge ball, which is something new I learned this year, and they have around the room stations, and the learning is super engaging and fun for the students. He also has left a lasting impression on the culture at Centennial. He serves as our culture liaison, teaches a class on how to be a leader. He also has led our web program for many years. His students do our Friday fundamentals, or Fundamental Friday, where the students go out and help teachers and other people in the building. He runs our recycling, our food drive, some of our food drives, birthday drives, and his students push out to other schools in the district. This year, when we needed someone for the reindeer games, Andrew was like first to step up and be our MC. Beyond the classroom, he also coaches.
It's all very funny.
He coaches volleyball and baseball and basketball, and he's won lots of championships and lots of trophies. Our colleagues and the people, the parents and the students that I interviewed said really great things about him. I'll summarize it because I feel like...
You're good. Just keep going.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Just like the classroom.
Okay. His colleagues write, Andrew's leadership abilities are particularly evident in his work with the web program. Every year he runs a special web day in August for our incoming sixth graders, and he molds our eighth graders into positive role models for them. He runs activity nights, dodgeball, tournaments, and powder puff football games as well. One of his parents said that Mr. Kaschuk has challenged his sons not only academically, but in their leadership skills. And they're better kids because they've had you in their class, or in your class. And then one of your current students say, what the teacher is more important than what he teaches. And it's definitely accurate when talking about you. She says that she knows that you're patient and kind, and you make everything such a great experience for them. And so one other thing she says is that you always have cheesy jokes.
That's right.
So they love that you make them smile before they get to learning. So thank you, Mr. Kaschuk.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right. Well, thank you, Mrs. Burry, and thank you to everyone who's here tonight. And, it's easy to do a lot of good things when you have a lot of awesome students all the time. And some of your former kids that I've had, and also a lot of great colleagues as well, like Miss Lambert, who's here tonight. She's great to work with, and I work with her every day with math. We teach the same thing. So makes it all worth it. And thank you for all those kind words despite the chaos.
Thank you both again, and Mr. Kaschuk, if you guys want to step out, we could do that picture now, but if you want to stay for the high school one, we'll take a quick photo. If we could take a 30-second break, we'll be right back and wrap up with the high school.
Absolutely.
I need one nice picture to set up. Oh, gosh.
As a father of four, I felt that.
For sure, for sure. And last but not least, we'll have Mr. Brennan from the South Lyon High School Teacher of the Year. Mr. Pruder, come on up as well. Thank you both.
I'm already breaking protocol. So Jeff is joined here tonight by his lovely wife, Pauline. Thank you for being here. They did not bring their kids, for the record. Just not making, just saying. They're having a good night of it. So a couple things. This is very difficult. I always say when we have to pick a teacher of the year, we have so many awesome teachers in our district, in our building. I know it's difficult for all administrators. I would say in this case, this is pretty easy. I would say Jeff is so uniformly and universally respected in our building. I believe it was the Opie winner a couple years ago, the Outstanding Person in Education. There's no staff members that would question Jeff being selected for this honor, no students or parents. So it took me about a minute to find people to write stuff on behalf of Jeff. We could have found 100 people. Jeff's been in our building 12 years, I believe, at this point. I think 12, maybe 13. I think 13. 2012 is when he started. I can honestly say in those 13 years, I've been an administrator for most of those. I don't think I've ever heard a negative comment about Jeff from a parent, teacher, or student at any point, and that is an honest statement. So he is just, like I said, he's universally a teacher's teacher, I guess is what I call Jeff. So a couple comments. I know I tried to shorten these, but they're so nice, and Jeff's very modest, so I got to talk about him a little bit because he'll say, oh, there's better teachers than me. That's how Jeff is. So I did want to give him his props. But I'll start with one of the students because I think it captures it pretty well. So it says, it was Mr. Pruder who recognized I would need to be nudged before I started truly valuing my education and taking it seriously. If he didn't, I didn't know where or who I'd be. Though I wasn't conscious of it at the time, I now know those nudges were happening subtly all along. I remember Mr. Pruder would stop me on the way to class with my headphones on to ask about what I was listening to. Of course, nothing I was listening to was all that literary. It was a lot of Drake. But Mr. Pruder took it seriously nonetheless. He was meeting me where I was at, implicitly encouraging me to think of myself as someone with thoughts and ideas that matter. Before I knew it, I was actually participating in our class discussion of To Kill a Mockingbird. By the time I was a junior in high school, when I had Mr. Pruder again, this time for AP Language and Composition, his efforts were fully taking shape. I enthusiastically worked with him to develop arguments in my essays and identify the rhetorical devices that would communicate them most effectively. I loved this work and appreciated Mr. Pruder for always pushing me to think a little bit harder. Then I felt the tangible payoff of this work when I received a 5 on the test at the end of the year. Today I'm studying journalism at Michigan State University and covering school administration for the student newspaper. In doing so, I'm constantly called to think critically, have compassion, and of course, write effectively. With Mr. Pruder taught me how to do all those things, whether through direct instruction or in the case of having compassion, merely existing as a model of a good person. While I had a unique relationship to Mr. Pruder, I could write a separate letter about what I learned from him through playing on the tennis team, which he coached. I know for a fact my experience wasn't atypical. His capacity to make students feel welcomed, valued, accepted, confident, and encourage them to care is singular, and I'm forever indebted to him for it. So I think that's a great summary. Jeff is the rare case that Jeff teaches an AP comp class of 12th graders who are very academically motivated, obviously, trying to get to college, trying to get the highest score possible of 5. Jeff also teaches a English 9 class, which is co-taught, teaches 2 sections of that, working with students who sometimes struggle academically in class. We find teachers that really like teaching higher levels sometimes or lower levels. It's very rare. Jeff teaches both equally with compassion and passion in terms of his teaching. If you walk in either class, he's got the same energy level. And Jeff teaches a drama class, which kind of groups just a hodgepodge of kids from our building, to be honest. We have kids in there with sometimes with disabilities in that class, students' disabilities. We have kids that are younger, that are struggling. We have kids that are older, that are higher level kids. It's just a kind of a random assortment. And Jeff teaches that class with the compassion. And you would think that was his AP Comp class because he's got the same energy and compassion, you can't tell. And it's very rare that a teacher can impact a co-taught freshman class, a drama class, and an AP class all with the same level. And Jeff manages to capture that, just that acceptance of all the students in his class and meeting them where they are at, and then finding where they are at, and then taking them to the next level. And he does that as well as anybody in our building. And that's truly what a teacher does, and I think Jeff really embodies that in our building. Couple things, he's our current English department facilitator. Our English department can be, I don't want to say difficult, but it's English, so they have their own ideas, and Jeff handles that with ridiculous professionalism. He's done that for a long time. I think he's a recognized leader of that department and really a recognized leader in our building in terms of being a mentor teacher. Jeff was UDL before UDL was a thing, before it was cool, I guess. He's always taught that way. Again, he took the lead on that. We do a lot of UDL initiatives in our building. Jeff is always volunteering to help support that and utilizing those ideas in the classroom. We sent a couple of staff members to an AI presentation to kind of help our building out. We got a lot of questions about it. Jeff and 4 of the teachers attended. Jeff volunteered to do a presentation to our staff on it. And again, if Erica Matter, I would have done the presentation, we were very worried, the staff's very worried about AI, what's going to happen. Jeff again presented it in this ridiculously professional, compassionate manner in this 15-minute presentation about what he learned about AI, what we have to look forward to, what we have to watch out for, and everybody was just kind of, it actually went okay. You know, like, let's just have Jeff do all our presentations from now on. So it went very well, and it was something that was a very difficult topic. And again, the staff just has such respect for Jeff that everybody just accepts, okay, if Mr. Pruder feels that way, I guess that's how we're going to feel about it. And it kind of goes okay. So I appreciate Jeff every day he's in our building. Again, he makes our building a better place. He embodies all that we want to do at South Lyons. So I'm very proud of him as being our Teacher of the Year. Thanks, Jeff.
I just want to say a quick thank you to all of you. I've always believed that people are products of who we love and who we love in return. And like, I have loved this place, and I have felt very loved since the moment I walked in here. I've been very fortunate just for all the support. I mean, when I got hired, Jim was, in the English department with me, right? So we got to be colleagues, and then now we have an administrative team that has continued to empower us and trust us to do really good work, as has the board. And so I'm just really thankful for the spot that I've been in and the students I've had a chance to work with. So thank you.
Yeah, I just want to take an opportunity to, again, congratulate all three of our Teachers of the Year. And you surely exemplify the excellence that's represented by our teaching staff here in the district. And I think it can go one further or two further and say throughout the county and throughout the state. I'm not sure what it takes to get selected at Oakland County as the single Teacher of the Year, but I don't think they all pale in comparison to our three honorees tonight. So we're honored and blessed to have you here in the district. So thank you for all you do.
Yeah, I know for me, what stood out more than anything was the passion, the perceived passion that all of you have for what you do, and to really try to put that passion in the classroom every day can be exhausting and draining, and it seems like the energy you get back from the students seeing those results continues to fuel it. So I just want to say keep that going. It's really great to see we have such special teachers here.
Yeah, congratulations to all the teachers. I apologize, I don't know Ms. McNally or Ms. Nally well, but my daughter had two of the teachers, Mr. Pruder and Mr. Kashock, and since Mr. Kashock had to scurry out quick, I did run out and tell a little story that Ainsley had sent. But Ainsley remembered having you for AP Lit her senior year, which was the COVID year. And what she remembered most is that, you know, the little bit of class time that you guys had, that you really helped kind of lighten the mood, make it feel like it was normal being in class, normal learning, and just make it feel very comfortable. And she appreciated that because, you know, it was tough her senior year. You know, she, like a lot of seniors, felt like they missed out on a lot with that. So she appreciated, you know, that kind of comfort level in your class. So she's graduating college this year. And so she just wanted to say congratulations. So a little note from Ainsley. So congratulations from me as well.
Congratulations to all three of you. To echo everybody, what amazing teachers we have. And what the commonality I'm hearing is the passion you bring for your subjects that you teach, meeting kids where they're at, and truly, truly making the classroom a place our kids love. And that's amazing. So thank you for what you do.
I would echo that as well. Congratulations, and just thank you. Hearing about all three of you, and it just seems as though each of you is the kind of person that's always looking around for what can I do next and how can I help the students next, and that's amazing to hear. And so it's an amazing kind of selfless service that I know I appreciate very much. So congratulations on very well-deserved awards.
One more opportunity for pictures.
Please help yourself to cookies if you're staying. Help yourself to cookies as well.
All right, while we're waiting for Mr. Toth to come back, we'll move on to item 5, which is our first opportunity for public comments. I do have a few yellow cards, so if there's any that want to bring them up, please do so. In no particular order, we're going to start with Erin Lowry for the SLEA. Good Things, is she in here? Maybe out in the hall doing...
She's there.
She is there. Oh, there she is. Okay, thank you.
Hi, so I'm speaking tonight on behalf of the Southland Education Association to bring you good things from throughout the district. During the midwinter break, 12 Southland Schools teachers participated in Oakland Schools Teachers in Industry program. We extend our gratitude to the OHM advisors in Livonia for collaborating with Southland Schools to provide them with an enriching day of learning. Their visit included a tour of the OHM Advisors facility, presentations from experts in various specialties, and lessons aimed at enhancing their understanding of career development. In the afternoon, they focused on strategies to integrate career development into their classrooms. The team at OHM Advisors was exceptional, and our teachers all gained invaluable insights. We thank them for their warm hospitality and wonderful day of learning. We also thank Oakland Schools and Lisa Kudwa for helping coordinate the event. Kevin Smith shared that the Southland High School chapter of HOSA is planning, hosting, and promoting an American Red Cross blood drive to take place on the 23rd of April. This event is spearheaded by Southland High School Junior and HOSA VP, Lila Birdie Shaw. We are encouraging students and staff to give blood and save lives. Hannah Worthman shared that Kent Lake 5th grade classes recently kicked off a hands-on science project as part of their Matter and Energy and Ecosystems unit. Each class worked together to build functioning ecosystems that include live plants and animals, such as pond snails, guppies, duckweed, ferns, moss mat, grass seed, marigolds, and algae. With guidance and support, students assembled their ecosystems and have been closely observing the living components. Over the next few weeks, students will explore concepts like energy transfer, food change, and interdependence in nature, using these ecosystems as a living model. This engaging experience was made even more special thanks to the support of Southland High School seniors, who came to help as part of their Senior Service Day. Their presence added a wonderful element of mentorship and collaboration between grade levels. This project is definitely a good thing because it brings science to life, encourages curiosity, and builds meaningful connections within our school community. Ashley Niedert was thankful to be awarded a grant from the Southland Educational Foundation this year for $1,000 to buy several new Tony characters and matching books for her classroom. Tonys are the screen-free educational resource that are used to support reading comprehension, vocabulary development, and reading engagement through listening to fiction and nonfiction stories read aloud. They're a great resource for the students with dyslexia as well as multi-language students, and her students have loved getting to choose a new one each day to listen to even during playtime. Students in Marie Sarnaki's U.S. History classes have created a museum exhibit using old yearbooks from South Lyon during the 1950s. The exhibits analyze elements of the yearbooks and explain what they tell us about life in post-war America. The South Lyon Historical Society will be displaying the exhibits during Depot Days this September. The South Lyon East Student Services staff wrote a South Lyon Education Foundation grant and asked for financial help from the Student Executive Board to create a calming, soothing, welcoming, and confidential environment in their Student Services office. They utilized those fundraised monies to create anxiety-reducing stations, such as aromatherapy, weighted blankets, yoga, stretching and exercise areas, comfy couch chairs, mood lighting, serene sounds, and a colored bubble wall. Their hope is to significantly enhance overall East counseling experience. Some key benefits of the transformation include reducing anxiety and stress, promoting emotional regulation, encouraging regular engagement, and strengthening first impressions. Spring is here, and with that, it brings the kickball buzz to the Salem community. Their very own Zach Magis, Salem's PE teacher, is carrying on the spring kickball tradition. He organizes teams and rounds up Salem staff to volunteer to coach and to ref. He creates the teams, which include 4th and 5th graders. He teaches the students how to play kickball while having a lot of fun. Last year, it was a huge part of the spring fun at Salem, and they can't wait for it to begin again. It takes a village, and at Salem, they are making it happen. Thanks to Zach and all the other volunteers. Jason Gilders shared that on March 20th and April 1st, members of the Millennium Middle School National Junior Honor Society participated in community service field trips to food gatherers in Ann Arbor. During their visits, the students performed a combined 200 hours of community service, salvaging 2,643 pounds of fresh produce for distribution to people in need throughout Washtenaw County. In addition to salvaging food, they also put together 218 lunches for Food Gatherers Lunches with Love program. The lunches were donated when the group made their second trip on April 1st. Today at East, Stephanie Stonebeck, Caitlin Myers, Liz Whitekiss, and Robin Proctor led their 12th grade students in capstone English, we've already heard, through their project showcase. Students worked all year on that project, focused on potential future careers. Classes from the high school, parents, and other community members came through the showcase, and students were able to show off their projects and teach others a thing or two about their career. It was a great opportunity for others to see so many possibilities. And Katie Duncan wanted to remind everyone that she is hosting pickleball every Wednesday morning from 6:30 to 7:05 at East Auxiliary Gym until May 28th. Come learn how to play pickleball or come play with those that already know the game. This is all able to happen due to a grant she received from the USA Pickleball Association and the U.S. Dairy Council of Michigan. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, up next we have Ashley Zajac.
A little shorter than most. Good evening to all, and I want to thank you not just for your time this evening, but all of the efforts you put into our schools and our community. Your work is both appreciated and impactful. My name is Ashley Zajac, and I have two daughters. My name is Ashley Zajac, and I have two daughters, 4 and 6. Like many families, we are a two-career household. I am here to voice my family's upset with the decision to shut down Bartlett's junior kindergarten program. In my view, this decision was made prematurely due to the fact at the point the decision was made, even the regular kindergarten enrollment was shockingly low. I do strongly believe the reasons why the enrollment was low was because of two reasons. First, it was placed too early in the calendar year, and the district wasn't as effective with communicating with new members of our community that have not yet been affiliated with any school within our district. The policy of mainly using digital communication targets people who are already affiliated with our schools or avid social media users. This leaves out a large amount of people within our boundaries, especially ones in one of our many new build neighborhoods. The premature decision to close Bartlett's program also affects the community's view of this program. Prior to this, the view of this program was one of a flagship program within our community, but now it's viewed to be very precarious. I've had 3 parents already tell me that their 26-27 junior kindergarten candidates will now be wavered into kindergarten for that year because they don't want to deal with what we are currently faced with. The decision has weakened the future of this program. The community response after the news of Bartlett's closure was an overwhelming chorus of shock due to the extreme high regard for Miss Hugo and Miss Lindley and the daily magic that they make with their students. The decision has also put my husband and I in an extremely difficult position due to the fact that we now have to scramble to be in 2 places at one time every day. We will have no bus access for either of our children. We live 1 mile from Bartlett and are considered to be walkers, but we cannot leave our first grade student unattended as we drive across town to another school. Districts such as Novi have special bus systems in order to support situations like we are in. What you have to do is you get your junior kindergarten student to their home school and they will bus them to the junior kindergarten site. South Lyon does not have that type of support. We were told if we get 30 or more students, we can have Bartlett opened, but we have been met with no support in this goal. Now, I ask you, can you please push to get the materials and communications needed in order to increase enrollment, allowing us to open a program at Bartlett? Give us flyers to place on doorsteps of new communities, because we all know we have a lot of new neighborhoods and new building within our district. Keep sign-in and information in every email blast that goes out across the district. The district, as of right now, is not allowing the printing of flyers for advertisement. But all of our schools have the ability to print these flyers with zero blip in any budget. Please help us help you advertise to increase your enrollment. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And up next, Tara Hurt.
I'm Tara Herr, and I am here tonight speaking as a deeply involved and committed parent to express my strong hope that junior kindergarten will be offered at Bartlett next year. I have been telling my middle daughter that she will finally join her older sister in the same school, something she has been looking forward to with great excitement. Unfortunately, with the current plan not including junior kindergarten at Bartlett, that hope is slipping away. Next year, I face the daunting challenge of having 3 children at 3 different schools. Ava, my middle daughter, is slated to attend Dolson for junior kindergarten, while my oldest will continue at Bartlett, and my youngest will be in preschool 3s at ECC, but only if we can bring junior kindergarten back to Bartlett. The logistics alone of drop-off and pickup and staying actively involved in 3 separate schools is overwhelming. As an engaged parent who participates in school events and activities, this fragmentation makes it incredibly difficult to continue the level of involvement my children are used to and deserve. I will say that I'm fortunate to be able to provide the transportation for my children, but I urge you to think about the single parent and the 2 working parent families who are not afforded the opportunity to drive to 2, let alone 3 locations for school. If I'm not mistaken, Bartlett was a pioneer for the JK program, so why not keep this long-standing functioning classroom, which is centrally located and adjacent to the ECC, and let it continue to be the hub for the families with the young children. Focusing specifically on Ava, the instability is even more concerning. With 3 consecutive years, she will have attended 3 different schools. From ECC this year to Dolson next year for junior kindergarten, and then finally back to Bartlett for the rest of her elementary education. Starting school is hard enough, but having to do it 3 times in 3 different environments is truly unfair to a young child trying to find her footing. Keeping our family together by opening junior kindergarten at Bartlett would provide Ava with the much-needed consistency, and it would allow me to keep my youngest enrolled at ECC without completely upending my family's daily routines. I urge you to consider the real impact on families like mine and take the steps to prioritize stability and community and bring back junior kindergarten to Bartlett. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Kristen Pataki.
I'm short, so I'm going to take this. I'm Krista Pataki. I am a mother of 3, a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, 2-year-old. I am here to express my deep concern about the decision to discontinue junior kindergarten program at Bartlett for the upcoming school year. My son had the incredible opportunity to take part of the junior kindergarten program last year, and I cannot emphasize enough how impactful this was for his development. The growth he experienced both academically and socially was remarkable. I truly believe that he would not be prepared as he is now for kindergarten. He had been in such a supportive and enriching environment. The teachers were not only skilled, but also clearly passionate about their work, which made all the difference in his experience. Since learning of the program's cancellation, I've spoke with many other parents in the community who share my disappointment. Some have even made the difficult decision to remove their children from the district entirely. Due to logistical challenges and lack of the JK option that has been created, others had planned to enroll their children in the tuition ECC program have now decided against it altogether for similar reasons. It saddens me to see that both Bartlett and ECC may lose potential students due to these changes. The JK program is more than just a stepping stone. It's a virtual resource for the families and a strong start for our youngest learners. I sincerely hope that the district will reconsider the decision to explore alternative solutions to keep Bartlett open this upcoming school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, Jessica Smith.
Good evening, all of you, and thank you for your time tonight. My name is Jessica Smith, and I'm here as both a parent to two kids to express my concern about recent decisions related to the JK program, particularly involving those at Bartlett. First and foremost, I want to say that I am incredibly grateful for the junior kindergarten experience my son had. As a summer birthday child in July, JK gave him a strong foundation socially, emotionally, and academically. It made a world of a difference for his confidence and his success in school. I'm so thankful we were advised to choose that path. That advice, guiding us not to enroll in kindergarten with the plan to repeat, was invaluable, and I now fully understand why it matters. 1 year of JK followed by kindergarten is not the same as 2 years of kindergarten. I worry that this important distinction is being overlooked in recent communication with parents. Which brings me to my concern. It seems like junior kindergarten was not properly advertised or promoted. Shortly after, low enrollment numbers were cited and the JK program was removed from Bartlett. That decision was deeply disappointing, not only to me, but many families. I've spoken with families who were depending on Bartlett as their preferred options. Not just these ladies here, there's more. The frustration was compounded when we were told enrollment was being extended, which was great, but the district website still said enrollment was closed. That inconsistency created confusion and may have discouraged families who might have otherwise signed up. I want to emphasize that Bartlett Elementary, located right next to the Early Childhood Center, is one of the most convenient and central locations in the district. Many families already travel to the ECC from across the district, so JK at Bartlett makes logistical sense for many working parents. Instead, JK sites were placed at schools that are much farther out, on the edges of the district, creating some of the challenges you've heard. Access is harder and creates unnecessary barriers for families who are willing and eager to enroll. After JK Bartlett was removed, I know that concerned parents called and were advised to do exactly what I was told not to do: enroll their child in kindergarten with the possibility of repeating. It's really troubling. We're giving advice to parents based on lack of JK options, not what's best for the child's development. Just last week, I spoke with 3 other moms in my neighborhood. 2 of them have children with fall birthdays, ideal JK candidates. They were both originally planning to enroll, and they've decided not to. Without Bartlett as an option, they're worried about having their child split from their siblings' school, and instead are planning to waive and send them straight to kindergarten. Despite my efforts to encourage them, this might not be the best situation, and otherwise reassure them that this year's decision probably may not impact next year's sites. They've still felt strongly discouraged and unwilling to take that risk. I find that incredibly unfortunate. This program is one of the best early childhood investments our district can offer. Northville just started offering it. We've offered it for how long? That's amazing. I'm proud to say I'm, in South Lyon District, and I rave about the schools. I've personally shared our JK experience with many families in my neighborhood, and especially those with children born in June or July. Several were genuinely considering it for their preschoolers. If even a portion of those families follow through, they would be in the district 1 year longer than they otherwise might be. That's good for the students, good for the schools, frankly, good for the district. I urge you to consider the decision to move JK back to Bartlett and to evaluate how we are promoting this program. Let's do better for this year and next year. More transparent communication, consistent messaging, and support for families trying to make the right decision for their children. These early years matter. We have a program that works. Let's make sure families can actually access it. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. All of us moms are willing to help. Tell us what to do. We will help. We will be there and support.
Thank you. Okay, I have one more, Michelle Wimberly.
Okay, my situation is different than these ladies. Actually, almost 2 years to the day, I stood up here because there was a big budget cut and we couldn't figure out what we were going to do with some of our special needs children, my child being one of them. I voiced my concern. Nothing really happened. Basically, I was told my child was too smart to go to Hardy and be in the blue hallway because my child is on the spectrum. But I was also told that he, quote, unquote, would have to burn the school down to get a parapro, which we all know makes $13 an hour because I also am a parapro. So then I was stuck. My husband and I talked about it. What are we going to do with our child? Are we going to let him struggle? Should we send him to Hardy? Which would have been amazing because he would have been with Ashley. But again, I was told he was too smart. So my husband and I thought about going to a charter school in Ann Arbor and to take money away from the district and not move, but have him go to a different school. Well, I actually didn't know anything about junior kindergarten. It kind of fell into my lap. And I know this is not supposed to be an emotional thing. Theirs was very straight to the point, numbers. This is a very emotional thing for my family. Miss Mugo and Miss Lindsley were life-changing for my son. My son is a very smart kid. He's now in kindergarten. He could read, he could, all of the things, but following directions, interacting with other children, he could not do any of those things. Actually, Michael from the ECC came to Bartlett this year during kindergarten, and I happened to be helping there because I do help as much as I can, and also at Hardy, and he said, quote, wow, this is a completely different child. I said, yeah, well, thousands of dollars of therapy and ADHD medication, and Miss Hugo and Miss Lindsley will do that. I don't know where my son would have been. We probably would have left the district and gone somewhere else that could best support him. But Miss Lindsley and Miss Hugo gave him all the tools that he needed to be successful at Bartlett. We love the staff at Bartlett. They have gone above and beyond to help my son. And actually, my son did qualify. He medically is on the spectrum. And then he also got tested in school, and he was certified autistic in junior kindergarten. He was retested at the end of junior kindergarten and no longer qualifies under autism. But Miss Hugo knew that he needed a little extra. He needed OT and speech still, so she got him under other health impairments, and now in kindergarten he still gets both of these services. Also, she went above and beyond her job because she knew that transition between the end of school and fall break is very difficult for going back into school for kids on the spectrum is very difficult. They need the structure. So she took him to her VBS, and he did 2 weeks of VBS with her so that he could interact with other children. So I know that she will still have a job and all of that, but I'm just wondering why a woman that is so good at her job made the curriculum and also taught other junior kindergarten teachers this year how to best do their job, but we're taking her job away. Again, I know this doesn't have anything to do with numbers and all of that. I just want to give you our experience, and Miss Hugo, Miss Lindsley, and the entire Bartlett staff has been life-changing for our son, and I will see that he will continue to go through elementary school, middle school, and high school here. And we didn't have to go to Ann Arbor and completely change our districts. And as much as I would love for my son to be with Ashley, we also didn't end up having to go to Hardy because we were left with honestly, no one helped us. Miss Hugo and Miss Lindsley are the ones that helped us.
Thank you. And for those who might not be or see part of the public comments that often, I know Mr. Archibald does take notes. As a matter of fact, I took some notes to make sure they were consistent with what he took, just to follow up on some of these things on the back end as well, okay? Okay, and with that, we'll move to the regular portion of our meeting.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
This is my first meeting. I didn't know about the yellow card.
Oh.
I would like to speak on behalf of this situation.
Sure, speak and fill one out after and drop it off over here with Ms. Peggy. Okay.
Thank you so much. My name is Jessica Taylor, and my son Lucas was a part of the junior kindergarten curriculum in, I believe, 2022. My son is also on the spectrum, and we got his diagnosis when he was about 2 years old, so we knew that coming into school was going to be a big change for him. My husband and I both work full-time outside of the home, so while he was experienced with a daycare situation, we knew that school and, was going to be a huge change for him in that kind of sense. We have a little bit of a unique perspective. My son's a November birthday. My dad is an end of October. My mom is a middle of November. So I went to them, asked for guidance. And my dad was age wavered in, and my mom was not. And I said, did you like it? Did you not? Did you prefer one or the other? And they both said, wait. Have him wait. We asked our autism doctor. She said the same thing. Have him wait. So when we heard about the junior kindergarten program, it was our answer, because he was able to learn the school schedule and still be able to develop social skills and get used to a different schedule, and that they ate lunch at this time and they went to different specials, and Miss Hugo and Miss Lindsley made a schedule for him that was on his desk. They helped integrate him, and he is in first grade now, and he is thriving because of the junior kindergarten program at Bartlett. Our homeschool is Brummer, and we have stayed at Bartlett because we loved it so much, and how the teachers was, our experience with the principal and everyone there. And I think it is truly doing a disservice to the community and to Mrs. Hugo and Mrs. Lindsley to take away the junior kindergarten program at Bartlett. So, thank you.
Thank you. And just to make sure it's clear, I believe the yellow cars are right in the back for you, okay? Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Justin Deesberg. I have 2 sons at Bartlett. My older son's in 2nd grade. Miss Hugo, Miss Lindsley made a huge difference for him. I currently have a junior kindergartner with Miss Hugo. Excuse me. We adopted him years ago, and he's a very high energy child, and she does excellent work with him. And now I have a 3rd son who's also going to junior kindergarten next year, but we can't send him to Bartlett where my other 2 sons are at. They both take the bus, so we are going to have to put 2 kids on the bus, drive to another school, and then after school, my 2 going to be a 3rd and kindergartner are going to have to take the bus home, be home alone while we drive to the other school, which I don't think is very safe, and I just don't think it was a very smart decision to eliminate Bartlett as a junior kindergarten option. And they said a lot better than I did, but I just hope it is reconsidered that the JK can stay at Bartlett. Thanks.
Thank you. Just double checking, anyone else? All right, awesome. Okay, so we'll move on to the regular portion of the meeting. Item 6, approval of the agenda. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have Dr. Laszlo, the motion, and Mr. McGuire with the second. Any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, approved 5-0. Item 7, approval of minutes. We have the March 4th, 2025 regular meeting minutes, as well as the April 1st, 2025 study session minutes. May I have a motion?
I move that we approve the minutes for both March 4th and April 1st.
Second.
I'm going to give that to Ms. Ortel. She just eked you out, so approved.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't you? Oh, Mrs. Rimanelli then. Okay. Approved by Mr. McGuire, seconded by Mrs. Rimanelli. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, approved 5-0. All right, item 8, approval of bills. We have the February 2025 prepays, the February 2025 bond run, February 2025 wires and ACH transactions, the February 2025 revenue report, including the March 2025 prepays, the March 2025 bond runs, the March 2025 wires and ACH transactions, and the March 2025 revenue reports. May I have a motion to approve the bills?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Approved by Mrs. Rimanelli, seconded by Dr. Laszlo. Ms. Ortel, please call the roll. Oh, questions, comments? I'm going to get this right one of these days. Any questions, comments? No? All right, go ahead, Ms. Hurtel, with the roll.
Ms. Romanelli?
Yes.
Mr. Schweigler?
Yes?
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
I vote yes. Dr. Laszlo?
Yes.
All right, approved 5-0. Item 9, hiring of instructional staff. Mr. Toth?
Staffing for the 24-25 school year required the hiring of the following instructional staff. Lindsay Young Soroy, a level 3 teacher at Hardy Elementary. Recommended action is to approve the hiring of the instructional staff listed above as described.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toth. May I have a motion?
Move that we approve the hiring of Ms. Young Sirwa.
Second.
All right, approved by Mr. McGuire, seconded by Mrs. Riminelli. Questions or comments? Welcome aboard. Ms. Hurtel with the roll.
Dr. Laszlo?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Schweigler?
Yes.
Ms. Romanelli?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
All right, motion passes 5-0. On to item 10, request for job share. Mr. Toth again.
Jennifer Wilbanks and Carolyn Stallions have requested a job share assignment at Sayre Elementary for the 25-26 school year. This will be their second year in a job share assignment at Sayre Elementary. The Sayre administration supports the proposed job share. Recommended action is to approve the request for a 25-26 job share as presented.
Great. May I have a motion?
I move we approve the request for a 2025-26 job share as presented.
Second.
All right, we got a motion by Mrs. Riminelli, second by Dr. Laszlo. Any questions or comments? I'll have one quick question on this. These work quite well for us, don't they? Parent response, kid response, and as well for the staff?
Definitely, this one works extremely well. It's the only one we have in the district right now, and so both staff are extremely happy. The administration is extremely happy, and as far as I know, parents are very happy as well. So,
Excellent, thank you. Ms. Hurtel?
Mr. Schweigler?
Yes?
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Romanelli?
Yes.
I vote yes. Dr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Great, motion passes 5-0. Item 11, child care leave extension request. Mr. Toth?
Amber Daly has been on a child care leave for the 24-25 school year. She is requesting a second and final year of child care leave for the 25-26 school year. Recommended action is to approve the request for a 25-26 child care leave as presented.
Thank you so much. May I have a motion?
I move that we approve the request for the 25-26 childcare leave as presented in item 11.
Second.
All right, approved by Dr. Laszlo, seconded by Mr. McGuire. Any questions or comments? I guess one small question for me again. Do we have like a long-term sub in place, or was there somebody that's hired? Because I know we've got 2 of these on the schedule.
Yeah, so we typically hire somebody, and then they come in on when they're put on a list called return from leaves, and then we have to place them. So when we do staffing for next year, we have to look at the people that are on leaves for another year. So this will be something that we keep in mind for 25-26 when they, or 26-27 when they come back.
Okay, great.
There are, for the record, people that have been on these that choose to never come back. They stay home as a parent or do something different.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Hurtel?
I vote yes. Ms. Romanelli?
Yes.
Dr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Mr. Schweigler?
Yes. All right, motion passes 5-0. Item 12, child care leave extension request, part 2.
Michaela Gockill has been on a child care leave for the 24-25 school year. She is requesting a second and final year of child care leave for the 25-26 school year. Recommended action again is to approve the request for a 25-26 child care leave as presented.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
I move we approve the request for a 25-26 child care leave as presented.
Second.
All right, we have approved by Mrs. Riminelli, seconded by Dr. Laszlo. Any comments or questions? Okay, Mrs. Hurtel?
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Mr. Schweigler?
Yes.
Ms. Romanelli? I vote yes. Dr. Laszlo?
Yes.
All right, motion passes 5-0. Item 13, acceptance of gifts. Mr. Toth, let me guess.
You're correct.
Okay.
Yes, the best fundraiser in the district are at it again. The high school robotics team received the following donations to be used for materials, supplies, food, travel, equipment, fees, and other items that the robotics team needs. $1,005 from Pratt & Miller Engineering and Fabrication, $1,000 from Venkata Suranda Reddy Nalamaju, 950 from Ravi and Shivanjali Nimbakar, 500 from Carrie Jane and Aaron Daniel, 500 from Todd Slisher and Valerie Harrison, 500 from Grammel LLC DBA PC Server and Parts, 1,000 from Magna Cosma Body Assembly, 1,000 from 5 Cinetic Corp., 1,000 from SAAV Prosthetics, 1,000 from Tracy Cook, 1,000 from David Howard, $1,000 from Solar Technology LLC, 1,000 from Coherent, Mark and Tiffany Vosberg, and then 1,000 from ITS Tech Con Global. Recommended action is to accept the gifts listed above in accordance with Policy 7003.
Sounds great. May I have a motion?
I move that we accept the gifts listed above in accordance with Policy 7003.
Second.
All right, moved by Dr. Laszlo, seconded by Mrs. Rimonelli. Any comments or questions?
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you.
It's got to be part of the class, learning how to fundraise. I mean, it's incredible.
Good Lord.
All right, Mrs. Ertel.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Dr. Laszlo?
Yes.
I vote yes. Ms. Romanelli?
Yes.
Mr. Schwegler?
Yes, motion passes 5-0. On to Section B, Information and Inquiry. We'll start off with legislation with Mr. Archibald.
Nothing to report this evening.
Wonderful. How about item B, Strategic Plan Update? Mr. Archibald?
A lot to report this evening. Give me just 1 second to log in here. We've got the presentation on the screen, but I'm going to use my notes as well. Are you kidding me? Nope, I just need to learn how to spell. All right. This will be nothing like the middle school concert, I can assure you, but I will do my best. So, as you know, we've been engaged in the strategic planning process throughout the year. Our committee started with we engaged with Michigan Leadership Institute. They led some of the initial work. Our committee started with 22 members. I think we're up to 28 now. We had about half a dozen meetings. And so what I want to do is kind of share with you sort of where we are and where we're headed. Everything,
He's going to do it.
Okay, there we go. So Snapshot of a Learner is something that we started a couple years ago, actually, during the pandemic. And it continues to kind of be a thread through all of the work that we do. And I started calling this soul, kind of like as in where we are and what's core to us. But those are the skills and attributes that we as a school community decided all of our students should be learning throughout their school experience here. It's often referred to as Portrait of a Graduate in other districts. Here, we went with Snapshot of a Learner and wanted to move away from the term graduate because we did not want the emphasis to be on the end product, but that these skills and attributes are things that we're working on and reinforcing throughout their entire school experience. So, and you heard it mentioned earlier today, the capstone project would be a perfect example of that. So our progress to date, we held student forums, we did a stakeholder survey, we did a pretty deep analysis of all the feedback, and we have managed to revise the vision statement, the mission statement, the guiding principles, our focus areas, and our corresponding goals. If you've ever been involved in this type of work before, writing a mission statement or a vision statement, you can spend hours, if not days, on is it Helvetica, New Times Roman, what is it? Is it a period, a colon, a semicolon? Should there be a comma? Our group worked through this very systematically based on the feedback that we got from the survey, which I'll go over here in just a little bit. But then also when we came down, our committee voted, as well as we had district administrators vote, and it was a dead tie. So then we put it out to the community, and what I'll be sharing with you in a little bit is our current draft. And actually, I probably should have started with this. What you have with you today, besides the presentation, is sort of a summary of all that we've accomplished. And at our next meeting, I'm going to ask that you approve all the things that I'm sharing with you tonight in draft form, so then the committee can continue to do their work on the strategies and action steps, which we'll bring back to you for approval in the fall. Still in progress, again, now through July, most likely August, working on our strategies and action steps. In May, as I just shared, I'll bring that's vision statement, mission statement, goals, guiding principles, focus areas, and goal statements to you for approval. And in August, the strategies and action steps. And then in the fall, we'll work on a district-wide rollout. Our stakeholder survey, the folks from MLI were astounded, really, that we had received nearly 3,000 respondents to the survey. They gave us excellent feedback, so much to the point, if you may recall, we were going to hold community forums, and we felt we had enough information that we held on that. And we had thousands of comments, a great deal of constructive feedback. Again, and our committee did a very thorough analysis of that. You can see here in this next slide, just to give you a quick snap, the number of those who responded, large number of parents, large number of students. Wonderful to have their feedback. District employees, we even had some, obviously, community members, business owners, and so forth. So we tried to get out and get a good cross-section of our stakeholders. We asked this question, how do you stay informed about school news? Social media, no surprise. Some of it school-sponsored, some of it not. Personally, I recommend the school-sponsored social media, but then little traffic to our website, but a lot on our district update that we put out weekly, as well as, I'm sure, the school newsletters, which they do on a weekly basis. So with that, this next thing, and to me, I think this is important, to what extent would you agree that you feel adequately informed? And over 75% of the respondents responded favorably to that. So certainly we can continue to work in that area a little bit, but I think we're in a very good position as of right now. To what extent do you think South Lyon Community Schools has a positive reputation? And again, in this one, you can see the results there. Over 80% responded favorably to that question. Remind me of this term again, please.
This is a Wordle.
This is a Wordle. So the folks were asked to give 3 words that they would use to describe South Lyon Community Schools. And the more times that word is used, the larger it would appear in the image. So you can look for yourself here and see the types of things that folks are using to describe us as a district in our current state. A great deal of very positive things there. You see community, you see safe, you see caring, you see supportive, you see our teachers, our students. A lot of very positive feedback on that slide. The next slide. Again, now they asked for 2 to 3 of our strengths. Did I miss one?
You did, future. 5
Yep.
years into the future.
Chester, could you back up one slide, please? Thank you. That was 2 slides, but perfect. 3 words that you would describe South Lyon Community Schools 5 years from now. And again, you can see the same type of a thing, but that inclusive, community, innovative, supportive, safe, caring, good leaders, diverse. Again, looking out into the future. What do we want for our district? A lot of what's represented in our snapshot of a learner. 2 to 3 strengths of the district. Communication, I think we talked about that earlier. Great teachers, we celebrated a lot of that tonight. Our facilities, our students, of course, community. Very, very important, obviously. We're more than just a school district. We're a school community, but you can see there by some of the words and which seem to appear most frequently. Where do we have the greatest need to improve? And again, you can see there, and we dive back into the data to look at each individual question and the individual responses if something isn't clear there. But you can draw your own conclusions on some areas in this slide where we may need to improve. Chester, let's go to the next slide, which is what do you want 3 to 5 years from now? What do you see as our top priorities? And again, you can tell by the larger words which ones were used more frequently. Certainly mental health is probably a word that, or a phrase we weren't talking a great deal about not too long ago, but certainly in the forefront of all of our minds, along with safety. Always working to improve. We're a district focused on continued improvement, a strong curriculum, and again, like we talked about tonight, we are only as good as our people, as demonstrated by our Teachers of the Year. What would success look like? I'll just name the top 5. If you look here, they had a forced choice. They had to rank these, and then they could also write in others. But you're looking at, again, a safe environment, highly qualified staff, positive culture, student health and well-being, challenging, rigorous curriculum, and increased student achievement. And that is not to say that those things do not exist to some degree or in large amounts today, but this, looking out in terms of how we would describe success and what that looks like, we get a good snapshot from those survey responses. So new and improved, probably not I didn't know what else to put here, so I went with new and improved, obviously. The vision statement, that's not the vision statement. That's what the vision statement represents. It's the best conceivable and believable future for our district. What is out there that we aspire to become? 87% of the survey respondents chose yes to the question, is our current vision statement clear and easy to understand? But nearly 40% suggested that it needed some revision. So the committee took that into consideration, and as opposed to a complete rewrite, we took the feedback and made some edits. Some of the things that the community considered, the themes that emerged, the term leaders of their learning was considered to be vague. They felt respondents felt there was too much overlap with the current mission statement, and perhaps they also felt that the current vision statement was uninspiring. So here it is, the new vision statement. We are committed to providing an exemplary education, fostering a passion for learning, and empowering all students to thrive as individuals, embrace their potential, and become confident leaders of their future. That's what our community has selected as our vision. It is certainly clear, it is certainly inspiring, and it's a strong focus on things that we value: exemplary education, instilling a passion for learning, nothing more than we could do than empowering our students, and growth, personal growth and leadership. Our mission statement, and again, that's not the mission statement, that's what it represents. Why do we exist, and what good do we do for which people? 93% of the respondents chose yes to the question, is the mission statement clear and easy to understand? But nearly 35% of the respondents thought that the mission statement needed some revision. So the common themes that came up there was some confusion around the use of the term educational process. The phrase productive and contributing member of society was considered too generic. and more emphasis placed on students. And so our new mission statement is the mission of Southline Community Schools is to provide an exceptional learning experience that empowers all students to thrive academically and personally while preparing them to be the best versions of themselves. This new mission statement, and one of those things that the previous one, the theme that rose is who to focus on. And as we talked a couple slides back, who do we serve? We serve the students. That's our main target. And so the new mission statement, we think, is clear and concise, and it's focused on our students' success, both academically as well as personally. And so there you have a draft of our revised mission statement. The guiding principles, these are those values and beliefs that we have absent a specific policy. Okay, what's at our soul? What's in our soul? What's at our core? What are the things that we believe? I'm not going to read all of them to you. Chester, show the next slide. But we went through these, and I'll give you an example. We use the term all quite frequently in education, and when we say all, we mean all. It doesn't mean K to 12. It means birth to 26, because that's the population that we serve. Our previous version said K-12. I'm sure there was no slight or no disrespect meant by that, but when we say all, we mean all. And so you can read these at your own leisure, but I really think that these guiding principles, again, reflect the feedback. They reflect what we're about, which is consistent with the feedback that we received from our community. It's students, they're student-centered. They have an emphasis on community involvement, continuous growth, and as leadership, accountability. Our focus areas and goal statements, again, these are the strategic plan is a 3 to 5 year plan. Just going through these, Chester, the next slide, please. Climate and culture, and our goal statement there is to foster a learning environment that supports and nurtures all learners to become leaders who are career and life ready and community focused. Career and life ready. Our next is our facilities. In order to do the work we do, we need to have not only operable but ideal facilities that we will maintain and update the district's facilities and infrastructure to ensure our students are able to learn and grow utilizing modern facilities, equipment, and materials. Okay? Providing the best opportunity, the best environment in which our teachers can work, and therefore in which our students, our staff can work, in their case, our students can learn. Next, student growth and achievement. And again, implement an integrated multi-tiered system of support framework with fidelity across all schools with the district infrastructure necessary to support that framework. The simplest way I describe MTSS, and we've talked about here, is meeting students where they are. We have gaps when I started in my career a long time ago, we kind of taught to the masses, and we looked at overall achievement. And what we weren't looking at were the gaps between the majority of students and students with disabilities, the gaps with ordinary students and low-income students, students of low income, ordinary students and English learners, and so on and so forth. So again, through a multi-tier system of support, administered with fidelity across the district or implemented with fidelity across the district, our goal will be to meet students where they are. And thank you. And that you're familiar with that term because it is our MyKIP goal. And then lastly, our resources, strategically allocate resources to nurture all aspects of a learner's development, aiming to create an environment where students are empowered to thrive both in and out of the classroom. So again, those are our 4 focus areas and goal statements. Our committee has been and will continue to be working on the strategies and action steps that we'll be following over the course of the next 3 to 5 years to implement those. And then just lastly, before I take any questions and I open up questions to any of my colleagues here as well, this is a list of our current committee members. One, I express appreciation to them in giving up of their time and expertise and input to shape this work, because this is critical to where we're headed as a district and how we plan to get there. But I also want to thank all the committee members or community members, students, and all who participated in the survey and who have provided feedback to us to this point. So with that, are there any questions?
I have a question. In question 16 about what success looks like, the largest category that people answered was safe environment. So I'm wondering why that wasn't mentioned in any of the focus areas.
It's going to be incorporated into facilities.
So-
It'll be incorporated into that work.
But it's not part of the goal.
You don't have the strategies beneath
My
it yet?
point is, that is the one that people said is most important, and it's not in the vision or the mission or any of the goals. And I don't understand why.
It's not to suggest that it's not going to be included in the strategy or in the action steps. I'm happy to entertain any adjustments. We certainly are not, as a district, I can say we have extremely high focus on safety and security.
We do.
Yes.
I would think it would be written in a goal or something. Not just part of the action plan, but
Okay. We-
highlighting the alignment with the answers to the survey.
I appreciate that feedback, and we'll take that to our committee with our next meeting.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
I guess at in the May meeting then, the rest of the work will have been done, where we're going to just vote on this, or?
What I'd like to do at the May meeting, again, and we'll take a look at that feedback. I would like to bring the vision statement, the mission statement, the guiding principles, the focus areas, and the goal statements to you for approval. And then we can bring the strategies and the action steps in the fall.
In the fall, after you've had time to build out the structure.
So before the committee gets too deep into it, are we okay with the big picture buckets?
And this is a lot to digest, and I appreciate Dr. Laszlo's comment with regard to safety and security, or a safe environment. And so we'll certainly review that in any future documents and work that we do.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, great. We'll move on to item C, 2025 summer tax collection fees. Mrs. Gray.
In accordance with the Michigan School Code, the superintendent or his designee is authorized and directed to negotiate on behalf of the district with the governing bodies of each city and township in which the district is located for the reasonable collection of expenses for the district's summer property tax levy that the city and townships may bill under MCLA 280.1611 or 1612. Any such proposed agreement shall be brought to the board for its approval or disapproval. The board has approved the summer tax collection resolution since 1994. In doing so, the district requests the taxing units to collect the property taxes in the summer as opposed to the winter. This will continue to allow the district to avoid or minimize future cash flow, or also called state aid borrowing, which helps keep the district's interest expense low. State aid borrowing is required when there is cash flow deficit due to the timing of the receipt of revenue compared to the outflow of expenditures. The district does not anticipate needing to borrow for cash flow purposes. And so just to summarize what our fee structure looks like, so In Oakland County, all the townships and cities are proposing a $6 per parcel fee. In Washtenaw County, Northfield Township's at $5, Salem Township at $5.50, and in Livingston County, Green Oak Township is proposing $4.10 per parcel. We have a total estimated number of parcels for 2025 is 15,717, giving us an estimated cost of $86,664, which is just up about $43 from the current year. So pretty reasonable increase.
Great, thank you. Item D, 2025 to 26 Oakland Schools ISD Budget Resolution. Mrs. Gray?
The state school code MCL 380.624 requires no later than May 1st of each year the ISD to submit the proposed general fund budget for the next fiscal year to the board of each constituent district for review. No later than June 1st of each year, the board of each constituent district shall review the proposed ISD general fund budget and shall adopt a board resolution expressing its support or disapproval of the proposed general fund budget. Not later than June 1st of each year, the local district shall email a copy of the resolution indicating support or disapproval with rationale to Oakland Schools. Oakland Schools is planning to hold a designates meeting on Wednesday, April 23rd at 6 p.m. to provide the board designate and district administrative staff with an opportunity to hear their budget presentation and ask questions. In addition, Oakland Schools Superintendent has asked questions to be directed to his office. Oakland Schools General Fund budget is supported by a property tax millage, state aid, Section 81 funds, and other local revenue sources such as workshop revenues, technology licensing, and so on. Included in their budget assumptions is a 3.7% increase in property tax revenue, 2% increase on state aid Section 81 funds, salary increases of 2% for all staff plus steps, continued investment in many programs, including the business office and HR residency programs, launching an AI strategy team, and continued support for countywide well-being support and phase 2 of the OSTC renovations. Their 25-26 general fund proposed budget total revenue is $27,169,800. Total general fund expenditures $26,343,000, leaving an operating surplus of $826,800. Their projected ending fund balance is about 15%.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
On to the board committee reports. I'm guessing that Mr. Archibald had nothing for legislative. Mr. Leftwich would have had nothing as well, unless there's anything else that you can think of.
Yeah, there's really not right now, to be honest. We're kind of waiting on the, something along the budget front would be handy sometime soon. It would appear like we're going to get it perhaps later than usual, which means we may not see it till July.
When is the Mackinac Conference typically?
There's a estimating revenue conference in May. We may see some
So right
movement.
before we have to approve the budget?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, normally, what tends to happen is the executive recommendation comes out, and then normally within a few weeks of that, we start to see the Senate and the House. It has not played out that way this year. We may see some movement after the estimating conference. I'm not sure. But obviously, I mean, it's been one of our legislative talking points for as long as I've been around, and that, you know, and I appreciate the legislature in the past will settle the school aid budget prior to setting the rest of the state's budget, but we still need it prior than, you know, before mid-June. So I'll keep folks posted. There's really hasn't been a lot of legislation moving right now.
Okay. Mr. Abate normally does policy. Anyone, Ms. Remino?
So we met today. We went over some Miller-Johnson policy and administrative updates and suggestions. Nothing of consequence, really. And we reviewed some upcoming changes coming down the road. Mr. Toth, did I miss anything?
Nope, you did great. We do have 3 that'll be coming for a first reading at the next May 6th Board of Education meeting.
Great. Finance, that's me, and I learned a valuable lesson when I got my new phone to resync all of my calendar notices. Because I wasn't there yesterday. Mrs. Gray, because Marty's not here either.
Yeah, we talked about budget assumptions, and so we went over, since there is only the executive recommendation at this point for the per pupil funding, we're estimating 10,000, which is what the governor is proposing. And then we also looked at, we looked at our CEPI data, because we're looking at enrollment, and we have for next year, we have our spring count, which is 10% of our count. So we're trying to hone in on what that fall count is going to be. And so we came up, I don't have the number in front of me, but we came to an agreement on what that number should be, so we can come to a blended membership, which drives our state funding. So we came up with those assumptions, and then we talked about the ORS rates have been published for next year. We saw a decrease on the hard expense side for the district, a slight decrease, and then on the MIPSR's UAL rate, it went up significantly, but that's offset by revenue, so not too much concern there. And then we looked at our timeline for the budget process, and our next meeting in May is going to be on a Thursday, so make sure you got that on your calendar.
I'm fixing it after this.
Yeah, okay. And so we'll look at June 2nd is that Monday board meeting to go through both this year's budget and then next year's proposed budget, and then look for approval on that last meeting in June, I think on the 17th.
Great. Thank you.
Did I miss anything, Ann?
Nope, you got it.
Okay.
Facilities and grounds, Mrs. Ertel.
Yes, we had our meeting just before this one, and not a whole lot of new information, as they're in the process of a lot of the list of stuff that we've been talking about over the last couple months in terms of design. They shared some construction photos of the pool, which is great. It's looking more like a pool. A lot of the finishes are going in, tile and more tile and lots of other tile. And then we discussed briefly the tennis courts at South Lyon High School need some attention. So the contractor's gonna be working through that, hopefully getting to some resolution. And they're talking that we'll do a board update with IDS and Barton Mallow in May or June to kick off for the summer stuff and what's upcoming.
Great. And then curriculum and communications, Mrs.
We have
Ertel?
not had a meeting since our last meeting, and we have one next week or the week after? Next week. I think on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Any other?
Yeah, I have a few, and one, I just want to piggyback on the tennis courts at South Lyon High School, that they are certainly playable. There's not an issue with that. There is some pooling in areas when it rains that isn't acceptable, and there's been some cracking. We have been working with IDS and Barton Mallow on this. We have withheld some final payments and hope to be able to work with the two contractors to get that resolved amicably. So we'll keep you posted on that. I received this. I have not received one like it before, so I just thought I would share with the board from the Veterans of Foreign Wars. They sent us a very nice plaque for flying our American flag and representing patriotism that we do, and wanted to make sure that doesn't go unnoticed. So I will just share that for the board to pass down. Thank you. Again, it's been mentioned once before, but I'll touch on it again. The capstone projects, again, a month-long, in-depth exploration into careers. Year-long. Well, they're obviously working on it throughout. But to walk, the students have their displays set up throughout the auxiliary gym at both high schools. And just the opportunity today to walk through there and engage in conversation with them and listen to their story and to be able to just have some question, answer, and dialogue. I literally could have done it all day long. It was just such a treat and so enjoyable. Mrs. Crowell, who teaches at South Lyon High School, Stephanie Stoneback, Liz Wakis, Caitlin Myers, and Robin Proctor. And I know their names were mentioned before, but worth mentioning again. They're at South Lyon East. Just did a tremendous job with those students, and really something to be proud of and enjoyed. As a reminder, we have a study session scheduled for April 22nd at 6:30. There'll be some information in that in the district update this week. 2 agenda items, we're going to hold it here in this room. We'll have preliminary scenarios for bond proposals from PFM Financial Advisors, as well as a report on our facility assessment. And then just in closing, I wanted to comment again. I appreciate Dr. Laszlo's point. I will point out, but it does not mean that we won't make an additional change, because I do see some room here. Safety and security is mentioned as a guiding principle, and I don't think you intended to mean that we don't focus on safety and security. But I understand your point in terms of the feedback they received. And there is some area here in at least one, if not multiple areas, where we can incorporate that. I'll work with our team this week, and we'll get information back out to the committee for reconsideration prior to bringing it back to you. So thank you for that feedback. And if anyone else, because again, you're seeing some of this for the first time tonight, if you have some other feedback outside of today, I'd ask you to share it with me. Remember not to share it with all, because it's something that you'll be voting on. So again, we appreciate the committee's work and appreciate your feedback and making it better.
Great, thank you. Item 15, reports, South Lyon Education Foundation. Mr. McGuire.
Yes, the South Lyon Education Foundation will be holding its 4th annual Grub Crawl on Thursday, May 8th. It's an excellent time to get out and see your neighbors, enjoy all the fine restaurants in South Lyon, and help support the organization, which funds things like mini grants for teachers, scholarships for students, and other things such as helping fund some of these social emotional learning dogs, one of whom is patiently waiting this evening.
Thank you so much. Item 16, second opportunity for public comments. I see none. Item 17, donations. Just recognize them real quick. South Lyon High School capstone received $279 for trifolds, another $455 to purchase a camera. High School Robotics got $300 from Yasko LLC for materials. Brummer received $200 from the Girl Scout Troop 77179 from cookie sales. Wonderful. Item 8.
Participated in some of that fundage for those cookies.
Wonderful. Item 18, you'll see our future meeting dates, which brings us to item 19, board comments, and we'll start at the end and work our way down. Dr. Laszlo.
Okay, just wanted to thank the Millennium Middle School Choir for sharing their beautiful voices with all of us, and want to say that I especially appreciate it because of how essential the arts are in public education as they enrich students' learning experiences, they promote personal growth, they prepare them for a dynamic world. Congratulations to our outstanding teachers of the year, and I also wanted to thank everyone who came and stepped up and spoke to the mic at the mic, providing public comments. I do appreciate hearing everyone's thoughts as we work together to guide the educational environment of our students, and a heartfelt thank you to our community for all of the donations.
Mr. McGuire.
Great way to start the night. The performance by the choir was amazing. Great to see the teachers recognized for their awesome work. Much thanks to them, and many congratulations. And also appreciate the work of the many people on the committee for the strategic planning, as well as those in the community who responded to the survey to help give input and guide that process. So thanks for everyone's work on that.
Thank you. Mrs. Riemanelli.
South Lyon High School has their upcoming production May 2nd through the 4th, Almost Maine. Congratulations to our teachers of the year. They are amazing. What great stories they had to tell. Again, I'll echo everybody on the middle school performance. It was heartfelt and amazing. And Water Wars has started for the seniors. May the odds be ever in your favor. All right, that's all I had.
Mrs. Zertel.
Thank you to the middle school for their performance. They sound fantastic as always. Congratulations to the Teacher of the Year teachers. Southline East High School has their musical next weekend. I don't remember the dates, somewhere around the 24, 25-ish. They're doing Addams Family, which I'm looking forward to. And it's funny, as I'm reading emails and newsletters out from the schools, they're all starting their kind of countdown to the end, which doesn't seem possible, but it's the countdown to the end of the school year. So everybody stay strong and get excited and nose to the grindstone, and good luck to Water Wars.
Mr. Archibald?
Yeah, which is not district sponsored. The issue with mentioning names, and I actually talked with this person today over at South Lyon High School, and we talked about the event, and I know she had some involvement in it, so I also want to thank Sue Woodley for her involvement in the capstone projects over there.
Great. Everything has been said well. I'm very much looking forward to watching that group sing at commencements at some point in the future. Just outstanding.
Moving things along, it was August a little bit ago.
Listen, it just goes so fast. I just can't help it. Again, Teachers of the Year, wonderful. I hope one of them gets the opportunity to represent Oakland County. And other than that, I have nothing else to add. You guys have said it well. With that, item 20, a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
All right, supported by Dr. Laszlo, and we'll give Mr. Berguire the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion, meeting approved, meeting adjourned. Sorry, Pat. Good luck.